Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. It is a privilege to speak with so many dedicated professionals who make up the core of our finance and insurance landscape. My name is Shiraz Patel, and I serve as the executive head at Motivaps. Over the past decade, I've had the opportunity to work closely with dealerships, F&I managers, insurers, and administrators across the country. What I have come to learn is this: F&I is not just a back-end function. It is the heartbeat of a modern dealership strategy. This morning, I want to talk to you about what it means to deliver real value. Not theoretical value and not inflated margin, but real, measurable, ethical value. The kind that keeps customers coming back and keeps businesses sustainable in a rapidly changing economy. What are we going to look at? At how the F&I's role is evolving, how the customer is changing, and how we can meet the moment. Right now, the ground beneath us is shifting, and those who adapt with clarity and confidence will not only survive, but naturally lead. Let's begin with where we are today, the state of the market. According to the latest industry data, vehicle sales in South Africa remain under pressure. New vehicle prices have continued to rise, while used vehicle prices have begun to stabilize or decline. The natural result is that more buyers are leaning towards pre-owned vehicles, looking for real value. Despite this caution, vehicle finance agreements are still growing. In the last quarter of 2024, the market saw a double-digit increase in finance deals. The vast majority of those fell into the 250,000 to 750,000 rand bracket, showing us that South Africans are still willing to buy, but are incredibly focused on affordability. As of May 2025, the repo rate sits at 7.5%. This is slightly down from last year, but still high by historical standards. Credit is more expensive, and monthly installments are stretching household budgets. We are seeing more customers applying for finance with balloon payments, longer terms, and tighter disposable income ratios. Banks remain cautious. They are looking closely at affordability and risk, and understandably, customers are doing the same. Every rand matters. In this context, the F&I role is more critical than ever. You are no longer just helping customers to sign a deal. You are helping them to make a long-term financial commitment with confidence. You are explaining, guiding, advising, and most importantly, you are building trust. Let's talk a bit more in detail about the customer, because the person sitting across from you today is not the same person who was there 5 years ago. We are seeing more young buyers entering the market. Buyers under 30 now account for 15% of financed new vehicles, up from 2% a few years ago. This is the generation of young professionals who have grown up with smartphones, social media, and online banking. They arrive at your desk already having researched their options. Some already have online pre-approvals. They are confident, cautious, and expect transparency. Then we have the township commuter. This is a customer who relies on their vehicle to get to work, take care of their families, and manage daily life. They may be financing a used vehicle, often with the help from their families or Stokvel savings. They are extremely price sensitive. Insurance for many of them is seen as a luxury, not because they don't value it, but because they are choosing between car installments and groceries. We also have the small business owner, the entrepreneur, who is using a bakkie to deliver goods or a sedan to earn a living as an e-hailing driver. For them, the car is a tool. Downtime is lost income. Their buying decisions are all about uptime, efficiency, and protection. Lastly, we have the more traditional customer, the middle income professional. In this category, it's the family buying their second or third vehicle. These buyers want convenience. They want products that make sense. They want to be treated with respect. What all of these customers have in common is that they are more informed, more cautious, and more protective of their financial well-being than ever before. In this environment, value-added products are no longer nice-to-haves. They are critically essential. Let's be clear. VAPs are not just margin enhancers. They are real solutions to real problems. They help customers protect their investment, and they give peace of mind. When structured and presented correctly, they also build long-term dealership loyalty. Take service plans. In a recent survey, over 60% of customers said having a service plan influenced their decision to return to the same dealership. That is not just retention, that is a strategic business development. Tyre and rim insurance. In some regions, especially where roads are poor, nearly half of customers who took up the product said they did so because of specific ongoing risk. Credit life, gap cover, maintenance plans, body and interior protection. These are not just gimmicks. They are budget management tools. They are safety nets, and when we position them ethically, they add immense value. We also need to acknowledge the emotional side. Behavioral finance tells us that people are more motivated by fear of loss than by hope of gain. And that's human nature. A customer may hesitate to spend a few $100 extra per month, but if they understand the cost of an unexpected repair, the risk of being left without a vehicle, or the impact of a credit shortfall, they're more likely to see the real value. It's not about pressure, it's about perspective. Let's zoom out for a moment and look at regional patterns across the country. We look at Gauteng, where we see high volumes and a fast-paced sales environment. Many buyers here are urban professionals, tech-savvy, and often well-informed. This region also sees high rates of vehicle crime, so products like theft cover and tracking device add-ons are important. In the Western Cape, we see more cautious buying behavior. There is a strong cash buyer market. Many buyers hold onto their vehicles longer, so extended warranties and long-term maintenance plans are a natural fit. There is also growing interest in eco-friendly vehicles, so keep an eye on how F&Is can support hybrid and electric offerings. KwaZulu-Natal is a mix. We have a trade-up buyers who replace vehicles every few years. There is high mileage, often from intercity travel, and the recent flood events have raised awareness around natural disaster cover. Theft and hijacking are also higher here than in some regions. So in essence, each province has its own rhythm, and F&I professionals need to understand that tailoring your pitch to the region, the vehicle type, and the buyer profile is what separates a good deal from a great deal. The next point I want to chat about is how F&I offices are evolving. Digital tools are changing how we quote, how we present, and how we educate. From interactive tablets to online menus to customer-facing explainer videos, we have more ways than ever to make our value clear. But technology on its own is unfortunately not enough. It's the human delivery that really counts. Customers are not looking for complexity. They are looking for clarity. That means we need to simplify our language, explain our products in everyday terms, and always tie features to outcomes. For example, don't say this cover includes 10,000 in claims. Say, if you hit a pothole or damage your tire, this will cover the replacement. Training is key. At Motorvaps, we see the difference in dealerships where product training is a regular, embedded part of the culture. Confidence comes from knowledge, and confidence is what turns a nervous customer into a committed one. In South Africa, we still have a long way to go in building customer trust in financial services. They are wary of hidden costs, and let's be honest, there have been bad actors in the past who have made the role harder for the rest of us to do. That's why transparency is your competitive advantage. When you take the time to explain a product fully, when you tell the customer exactly what is covered and what is not, and when you show them how it fits into their budget, you are building something more valuable than the sale. You are building a relationship. I have heard customers say in the past, I wasn't planning to take any extras, but the way it was explained made me feel comfortable. That's the goal, and that is the standard we should hold ourselves to. So what are some of the practical things we can do to elevate our performance? Firstly, let's lead with education. Start the product conversation earlier. Don't leave it until the last 5 minutes of the handover. Use waiting times wisely. Use digital tools. Provide printed or digital summaries the customer can refer to at home. Secondly, personalize the approach. If your customer is a young first-time buyer, talk about the long-term protection a service plan provides. If it's a small business or owner, talk about how a warranty prevents downtime and lost income. Thirdly, track and analyze your own data. Which products are selling? Which aren't? Are there patterns by vehicle type, by age group, by finance structure? Understanding your own trends helps you tailor your approach. Fourthly, engage with your product providers. If you feel there is a gap in your product suite, speak up. The best providers are the ones who listen to dealer feedback and adapt. At Motorvaps, we rely on your input to improve. And finally, support your team. If you are a dealership principal, invest in your F&I's team's growth. Set up regular product sessions. Celebrate ethical sales. Recognize effort. An empowered, confident F&I manager doesn't just sell more, they sell better. Let me leave you with this. We are working in uncertain times. The economy is tight. Customer behavior is shifting. Regulations are evolving. But in uncertainty, there is also opportunity. The opportunity is to lead with integrity, to build real customer loyalty, and to create margin that is sustainable. To be an F&I is not a tick box step. It is a value generator. It is a trust builder, and it is a reason customers come back. So, I encourage each of you in your dealership, in your team, in your conversations with customers this week, to think about the experience you are creating. Are you delivering value? Are you educating? Are you building trust? If you are implementing all these critical things, you're not just fulfilling your role, you're elevating the standard. And that is what this industry needs. Thank you for your time, for your commitment, and for the role you play in shaping the future of South African motoring. If you'd like to continue the conversation or share your own insights, I would love to connect. Let's keep moving forward together.